Let's talk a little bit about technology, since that's a very sexy topic in education, both at the K-12 level for sort of things like iPads in classrooms, and then at the higher ed level with MOOCs. And do you actually think that educational technology, a lot of the sort of promise or the marketing, frankly, is about how we're going to reduce achievement gaps for disadvantaged students, customization, yet there have been a lot of problems. The rollout in Los Angeles with the iPads was totally bungled and a difficult situation politically as well as actually for the students. But also the question is, are we creating some kind of new digital divide? The University of California, Los Angeles chancellor has talked about his concern that, you know, basically the middle and affluent kids will get the sort of hands-on, personal attention of a residential experience, and then the poorer students will have the distance learning, and the same thing in classrooms. Are the affluent kids, you know, in Palo Alto, I think the parents say they don't want digital tools in their classroom. So do the rich kids get the personal, hands-on attention, and then the less advantaged kids have to be content to sit in front of a computer for learning?
So I just gave a big speech on this and wrote a paper on it, so you guys can check that stuff out if you want to see. So those issues, those concerns are very real. And actually what I talked about in my speech and in the paper is that technology, I think, can be a powerful, powerful tool to drive equity and to equalize access.
Because
but,
how?
Well, but if we're not careful, if we're not smart, it can absolutely exacerbate the divide between the haves and the have-nots. So there's a lot of power there, both for good or to create a greater divide. And so we have a long way to go here. One thing that we have done and the FCC has done, which is hugely important, is over the next couple years, virtually every school in the nation will have access to high-speed broadband. And so just, you know, that has not been the case ever. So that's a step in the right direction. The idea for me of kids, whether it's in inner city Chicago or in rural communities or on Native American reservations, having access to AP classes, having access to foreign languages is an absolute game changer. And we know today in far too many of our high schools, again, particularly serving African American and Latino students, they don't have access to the right math and science classes. It just doesn't exist today. In 2015, it's stunning. It's unacceptable. But that's reality. So can technology help to create learning opportunities anything, anytime, anywhere? It absolutely has that potential. Can it help to close the gap between those who are born with a silver spoon in their mouth and those that are born on the other side of the tracks? It can. Can we move from teaching classes of 30 to individual instruction for 30 individuals? I think that potential is there, but we have a long, long way to go to get there.